Welcome back to Foodie Down Bronx. I'm your host, the Hungry Dominican. Our first guests are from City Beet Kitchens, a food catering service that hires graduates from the Project Renewal Culinary Training Arts Program, helping transform the lives of many New Yorkers. Let's check out this clip.
We also have an award-winning culinary arts training program started in 1995, which since then has provided great jobs to over 1,300 individuals. This 6-month program gives people the skills that they need to get the kind of jobs that have upward mobility in the restaurant and food service industry. 80% of the graduates get jobs, and that makes us twice as successful as other programs in this field.
I'm joined on set by Charmaine, Landicho, and Eric Fulton of City Beet Kitchens. Welcome both.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for both showing up on the show. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of questions about City Beet Kitchens. So many that I've actually written them down.
Good.
So it's super important. Okay, so I guess the first one we should start off pretty simply is tell me about City Beet Kitchens.
So City Beet Kitchens is a catering company. We work under the umbrella of Project Renewal, which is a homeless services nonprofit organization which provides healthcare, housing, and workforce placement for individuals in New York City, over 15,000 of them.
And how long has City Beet been around?
Since 1995. It started small, and now we're divided into two departments, which is our institutional catering, which feeds 6,000 homeless people daily, and our side of the catering, which is events, which runs as a regular catering company.
I see. Okay, so you have two sides of it. You have your
do,
sort of corporate catering.
Exactly.
And then you have the other aspect
Exactly.
of it. And so did City Beet exist as that in the beginning, or was it one thing and then it became
It was
something
one
else?
thing, and actually in 2015 we rebranded. It used to be called Comfort Foods, and we wanted to take it to the next level, and also separate the institutional part from the event side.
Okay.
So we were pretty small, and we were under the same roof, and we decided to branch out. And now our side of the events is on 42nd Street.
Okay.
And we cater pretty much all 5 boroughs. Wherever you need us to go,
You're there.
we're there.
So how big is the team that you guys work with?
So City Beet Kitchens in general is 100 people. Us, on our side, it fluctuates, it depends. We're a good core of 10, I would say, right now.
Easy.
And when the busy season starts, which is soon, we'll need more people. So what's great with our mission is that the more business we have, the more jobs we can offer, and we can hire within our pool of students or graduates.
So the busy season, I'm assuming, is the holiday season. That's your busiest.
Yeah, so it really starts. It picks up in September. But so far we've been really lucky that we've been steady all year long. But September is the start of our busy season. Yeah. October, November, December is a little crazy, which is great for us.
So it's like a good problem to have.
It's a good
It's a fantastic
It's a great problem.
It's a great problem to
It's a
have.
great
It
problem.
really is, yeah. And sometimes we would like to grow, so we'll create more jobs as we grow, and I think that this year we're going to be pretty busy because I already have a lot of people asking for for different events,
Right.
staffed ones too, yeah.
And you guys, so you guys offer, of course, a training program to help people get into the food industry.
We do.
So am I assuming that I don't have to have any background in it? I just have to have sort of, a love for it, a want to do it?
Exactly, a
That's
love
it.
for it, interest, and what's great about the food industry is that it really doesn't require any degrees, GED or high school diplomas. It's an easy industry to climb up, and as a matter of fact, I actually started as a volunteer at Project Renewal, and then I worked on the institutional side of the kitchen. and now I'm on the event side. And as Eric will tell you, he was a student, and we spotted him at one of our events, and we said, "Oh, wow, this guy really knows what he's doing, and he would be a great addition to CBK." And here he is a year later. So it's great.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Chef. So did you have an interest in food before you got involved with City Beet Kitchens? Besides the most obvious, which is you love eating it, of course.
Well, I've loved to cook since I was like 12 years old. Okay. My mom used to take pictures when I was a little kid.
So she was doing the Instagram thing even back in the day.
Back in the day,
before everybody was doing it on
this
Instagram.
is, I mean, this is my passion. This is the only thing I really, really love to do. I'm a veteran. I've done a lot of things, carpentry, but this is the only thing that.
So you're a veteran?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
It's the only thing I really, really love to do.
Really?
And I put my heart into everything that I prepare.
And it shows.
And it's fun. You have fun, you know.
So then what was the dish that you saw him prepare that you were like, wait a minute, we need this guy in our team?
Oh, well.
Or was it just like everything
every
that he was
day,
making, right?
He actually makes me taste every dish that he preps, which is a problem, but he makes a great chicken. But last year, we do this event every year, which is for Brooklyn Borough Hall for senior citizens. It's called Senior by the Sea. And we give a chance to our students to participate and see what it's like to work a full-on event from, from start to finish. And that's when we met Eric last year, because he was part of 20 students that we had that day. And you can spot a really a gem.
Sure,
and he
sure.
stood out.
Thank
out.
you.
And and it was great. And that's also a good way to see how people interact with customers. And he's great at that. He really is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you were saying that you could always spot a gem. It's like you could definitely point out the hard worker in the group, of course. The person who's paying attention to all the details.
Yep, that's him.
So you had mentioned that you've always loved food, you've always loved cooking.
Yes.
But are we talking about like, from day one?
From day one.
So no matter what you were doing in life,
food was always
your main
number
thing.
one.
That was the main.
Because when you prepare something and then you watch somebody eat it and they smile, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
And when the clients, I get feedback from Miss Charmaine about the clients, how they enjoyed the food, and they are always happy, and that makes me happy, and everybody else that we're a team, and it ain't always fun and games, but believe me, when it's time to get down, we get down, and we have fun doing it.
That's awesome.
We really have positive feedback, and we make sure to share it with our team, and to always ask, because we also like constructive criticism. Right. So if there's anything because we're a growing business, so if there's anything that they need us to do better on, or to we really accept any criticism.
Do you guys gather that information after an event or on site, like as you're doing it?
So on site, yes, and I always make sure to write a little email.
Yeah, she sends.
There's that pause where
you'll get it good, bad, and indifferent.
But it's always good, and
it is.
I think the great thing about our team is that they care. We have a different approach about catering, and our team. They love working with our team because they're really, they're dedicated. Right. And they chose to do this. It's not a second choice. It's actually their first choice most of the time, and it really shows. Our customer service is pretty amazing.
I mean, food is such a personal thing, and then I feel like you build a relationship with someone through food so fast. Yeah. Whether you go to a restaurant or you go to an event, it's like someone's handling this food, someone's giving you this food. It's a reaction on so many levels when you have the food. And so,
And you don't, my thing is, I'm like, I don't know, I couldn't serve somebody something I wouldn't eat myself. Okay. and I'm big on that. Yeah. And it has to be right. Mm-hmm. And that's all I really care. It has to be right.
Is there a type of cooking or style of cooking that you like? Do you lean into most, or do you sort of dabble in?
We dabble. Okay. I dabble. I'm learning in process right now. I mean, my chef is awesome. Chef Anthony Conn. He's one of a kind, man. Right. This guy is awesome. This guy. I mean, he just lets me run, and
he sort of like lets you shine, do your thing.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he takes
yeah,
care of-
exactly.
He's a great teacher. I mean, he was a chef
instructor.
instructor,
Yeah.
so he really knows how to teach people, and I think that's
Yeah.
important. And he gives them the tools to fulfill, to
Yeah.
let them free, but yet guides them,
Right.
which is great.
Like sort of
yeah.
give them as much free reign as they could.
exactly.
They
handle.
need to have,
Yeah.
right? They need to
Without
handle.
going too
Kind of pull them back in and be
far,
like, let's
Yeah.
do things this way,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
So I
wonderful.
think it's a good balance. Yeah.
So there's a couple of more things that I want to talk to you guys
Yep.
about. Like I mentioned, it's very important stuff.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we'll take a quick break and then we'll come right back. Guys, when we return, we'll learn more about City Beet Kitchens and Eric's personal journey. Guys, we're taking a break. Foodie Down Bronx, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Foodie Down Bronx. I'm your host, the Hungry Dominican. I'm joined on set by Charmaine and Eric of City Beet Kitchens. All right, guys. So I wanted to ask about, more specifically about the culinary program for at-risk New Yorkers. You hit upon it a little bit in the beginning of the segment when we talked about how you don't have to have a background to join City Beet, but you do have a specific, I guess, target audience that you go for.
Yeah, absolutely. So mostly low-income individuals or people who've had substance abuse problems, and also formerly incarcerated or formerly homeless people, but pretty much whoever is interested. But that's our target niche. And the great thing about this program is that it's not too long. It's segments of 12 weeks, and there's 3 months of classes where they learn the basic skills of cooking, knife skills, that kind of thing. And then 3 months of internship, which he could probably tell you more about, which is, where you get to practice what you've learned in class. And then we try to, find jobs for our students. We hire a lot from CATP because, first of all, it's, first crop, we get first pick. But it's also interesting because, we know who we get, such as Eric. We have a star student here. Of course, we're gonna pick him.
Yeah, they pretty much snatched me up from where I did my intern. I did it at the World Trade Center.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at Moody's Restaurant Associates, and I was the first student that the interns actually came to the graduation. And Miss Cherry, this lady named Miss Cherry, she runs Mama Cherry. She tells him, she says, if you don't get him now, we got him.
Right.
And I ended up turning down J.P. Morgan, Sony, and
we're the lucky ones.
and I'm here.
Awesome. That's awesome. So let's get into that, Eric, because I know that, you do have a story to share about how the road in your life led you to City Beet. So could you get into some of the setbacks and challenges that brought you here?
Well, I lost my 4-year-old son to a brain tumor, and I landed myself in prison after that.
Sorry to hear that.
During the time in prison, I found myself. I actually found myself, and I knew I had morals. And when I got out, I was in a federal halfway house, and the director of the halfway house had seen my resume and heard about me, and so they contacted Osborne. It's a program in the Bronx, and so the director from there came and he spoke with me, seen my resume, and next thing I know, it was all downhill. I'm in the school and I'm doing well, and I was valedictorian, and yeah,
That's awesome.
and I'm just having fun now.
So you got into the program, and of course, I'm assuming that you're feeling this state of, I'm finding who I am. I'm realizing the things that I can do in life. I don't have to let my past dictate my future.
Exactly. Exactly.
And again, it's like it all for me. Food is such a personal thing, and then you're going through your own personal, thing in your life. How many times during this road you were traveling did you feel like quitting and giving up? Was there a moment? Were there many moments where you were just like, I can't keep doing this anymore, or were you just so set upon going forward in your life that you just never looked back?
Well, when I had got out, I already had my T's crossed and my I's dotted. I knew what I wanted, and when I found out the opportunity that was offered to me, I jumped on it and ran with it, because I've always wanted it. I just didn't know how to go get it.
Right.
And once I got a chance to get it, I kept it, and I'm keeping it now. I like giving back to others. Like this program it's not for everybody. It's for the ones that want it, the ones that want to change their life, because this program will change your life. It's not an easy program because it's nothing given to you. You got to earn it. You got to show up to class. You got to do the work. And the more you put into this, the more you're gonna get out of it. I'm a prime example.
Right.
It's I would encourage anyone. This is the place to be.
So I want to go back to what you said. So you said that this program isn't for everyone. That means that you've seen people just leave and just sort of give up on this. I mean,
Exactly.
And you as well.
Yeah,
You've seen people who come in and maybe they do have the
It's not
intention.
the right fit.
Right.
But and I think that since it's a short program, it's great because you know from the get-go whether or not it's going to be something for you. So it's pretty, it was easy for Eric, I guess, who had a goal and who has drive. But it's not easy for some. It requires a lot of discipline, and I think that might be a problem for certain people.
I mean, I'm assuming that the program, because of the length of time, it's pretty intensive.
It is
Yes.
intense, yes.
And maybe some people just can't handle that.
Yeah,
Right?
of course, yeah. And there's I guess your military background also helped you because it's precise. You have to be there on time. You have to show up every day.
You have to be in uniform.
You have to commit.
Yeah.
Right.
The commitment is it's a short commitment, but it's still there. And
You have to be teachable also. You
Yeah.
you have to be teachable.
Right.
That's great.
You have
Yeah,
to
that's
be,
true,
you
that's
have to be
true. You
susceptible to what the information that
Absolutely, yeah.
you're taking in.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess that's many of the reasons why some people couldn't sort of survive the program.
yeah.
Just weren't into it. They just couldn't be taught, or maybe they just didn't have the drive to really change their lives. Where do you think you would have been without City Beet Kitchens right now in your life? I mean, I feel like that's always like an open-ended question because there's so many ways we could.
Prior to me finding out about this program, I was already set to go to Culinary Institute of America, CIA, or seminary school, something of that nature. But pretty much CIA. I love to cook. I couldn't. I owe a lot to this program, and to City Beet Kitchen also, because they gave me a chance when nobody else would.
That's amazing.
And that's their core. If you're willing to come to work, all you gotta do is show up. Just show up.
Yeah, we'll provide.
And
you
they're
the
gonna
tools
they're gonna give you all the tools you need. They're gonna make sure you have them.
So it really is as simple as that. So I think even
Yeah.
that sometimes can scare people off.
No, it
They would just
does.
assume maybe this is not as good as it sounds.
No,
It kind of scares people.
How good the program
Yeah,
is.
and we
Yeah.
follow up on our students, and there is support. There's
Yeah.
great support, so that sets us apart from other programs.
We have a
that-
fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come together. We have meetings. It's still today.
Even
we-
after their internship,
Yeah.
there's 12 other weeks.
Yeah,
where,
that you have to show up
Where
and
you have to, there's support there.
talk about how your week was and what you're working on, and
Right.
we try to pull each other up, make them stronger.
Awesome. So let's get a little bit into food. First thing I want to ask you, Chef, is
Yes.
what do you indulge in when you're home? Because if you're eating good food all the time at work, then what are you doing at home that you just like? What's like your guilty pleasure?
I do the same thing at home, believe it or not.
You keep the quality just the same.
If I'm making me something at home, believe me, it's going to look like what you have in front of you
Okay,
right now.
okay, fair enough. So there's like nothing like no like midnight runs to like 7-Eleven
Oh
or
no,
something.
never
or
that
like
one.
Nothing. Keep it. Good quality stuff.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm guilty.
You do that at the midnight
oh yeah,
run,
oh,
so
yeah.
like.
I have nothing against McDonald's.
So you indulge.
I indulge.
Not you, chef. You keep it. Just
Because I'm always practicing. I'm always trying to sharpen my skills.
Okay.
And that's why I do it at home also.
So when you have the time to just to yourself to eat food, you'd rather have it prepared the way that you prepare it for a client.
Exactly.
Have the same thing that we have, like let's say here on this spread here, this is what you would be eating.
Exactly. And it's really well because I have an aunt that I'm pretty much helping taking care right now. She had a brain aneurysm, and she loves to eat.
Okay.
And she's a critic, big time.
Okay.
So
she'll give you that instant feedback, like right away.
in a heartbeat. It's great. It works out great. So yeah.
Do you I mean, this might be, I don't know, silly question, but I feel like
No such thing as a silly question.
that's true. But do you ever take it really hard when someone, let's say, does not like anything you've made?
No, I have to
feel
take
like-
it for what it's worth
Okay.
and accept it
Okay.
and rub it in my chest and ask that person, well, what can I do to make this better?
Right. Okay.
And you learn by your mistakes.
You're right. I just feel like I just wonder if like some chefs.
I
are
learned by
more-
my mistake. I should say I can't
Right.
say about.
Right.
Oh, there are some chefs.
So like they're just like
No.
they cannot take anything.
No, you learn that.
negative
You'll learn that in class, though. So
So like sort of
yeah,
be hard about that and,
humiliation.
like,
Yeah,
don't-
you'll learn all that in class.
So I want to thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank
I
you
think
for
City
having me.
Beet
Thank
is it's an
you. Thanks for
awesome
having me.
organization, and what you guys do is amazing. And Chef Eric, I think your story is
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome. It's inspiring, and I love these types of stories, and what you guys do is awesome. So thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Stay connected by following at City Beet Kitchens on Instagram. Thank you to Charmaine and Eric for joining us. We're taking a quick break. Foodie Down Bronx. We'll be right back.